What's up, homies? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rob Anzit, and today we're gonna be doing an oil change on my 2003 Porsche 911 996 6-speed Carrera. Fuck, that's a long list of things, but I'm gonna just show you the basic maintenance, how much it costs, the tools you need, and the maintenance fees of keeping up with these cars after 5,000 kilometers or so many miles. I like to prevent doing an oil change past 5,000K just because of the initial bore scoring or scare factors of owning a Porsche. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. Let's go. All right, guys, here's everything you need to do the oil change. Here's 10 liters of liquid moly 5W40. Here's an extra liter just in case I need it. I keep it in the frunk just in case I have to add in more oil. I grabbed this friction additive. It's the first time I'm gonna be using this liquid moly. Again, I'm gonna be adding this. It's every 5 liters or so you need one of these. And then the tools you kind of need to get everything done, from the oil filter ring. This is really handy oil filter screw off cap that you add a 27mm socket to. So that's great. 8mm Allen key as well too for the oil drain plug. Then you need just a wrench here. I like having these to remove some of the O-rings. And then last but not least, I use a torque wrench to do everything by spec, oil filter and oil drain plug. Now for this oil change, I'm doing something a little different. I'm gonna be sending in my oil to get an examination on it. So I'm going to use Blackstone for this oil change. You don't have to do this, but it's just good to know what's in your oil. And a rough cost of all this is 230 bucks or so Canadian. That's due to the fact that this is like amazing oil, full synthetic, 10 liters of it. I also got the additive, proper things. But yeah, I'm just documenting what I have here on June 22nd, kind of how much it costs to do everything. But yeah, this is at your local store, or you can order on Amazon or wherever you buy your parts. I'm a dummy for tightening this by spec. I don't think you need to tighten it by spec at all, but hey, here we are, doing dumb shit to our car. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention was to replace your 11/16 M18 copper washers. It's a good idea. I think that's what was the restriction on being held on so tight. And also for the oil plug or the oil drain plug, it's a good idea to get a metal one to see if there's any metal shavings. Now, again, metal shavings are okay to be in because your motor has moving parts and metal bits. There's gonna be a little bit of metal shavings on this no matter what, but it's good to get an oil plug that has one so that it collects all the metal shavings at the very bottom and it doesn't continue the cycle with metal shavings in it. But yeah, this is a good idea. And I replaced mine in the last oil change, and this is a new one that I have as well. Now for some of you, this is weird, and it was weird to me too, but it's a Porsche thing where they cut the oil filter open to inspect if there's any metal flakes. And if there's any metal flakes more than what looks to be normal, then you're kind of shit out of luck and you need a rebuild. But trust me when I say this isn't normal. This isn't something I've ever done with my other cars that I've owned. But it's a Porsche thing, especially a 996 thing, because of bore scoring and all that fun stuff. So this is what they do to inspect the oil to see if there's any metal shavings or anything like that in the filter. And they just pry it open and see if there's any little debris. That's pretty much it. But this car is burning super clean with 147,000 K. This thing is awesome. Side, flip. Yeah, it's amazing. Super clean. It is fucking hot in Canada today. And thank God my garage is a little cooler. But I'm just looking at the what I wrote down on the last one. Oil filter for pounds of torque. So oil filter, you're doing 19 foot-pounds, and drain plug, you're doing 37 foot-pounds of torque. So if you buy any torque wrench, you want to find one that does increments at the 10 and goes up from there. Digital would be amazing because then you don't have to kind of pick and choose, because they're kind of etched by like 10, 20, 30. So you're kind of picking in between them or going below them. But what I'm gonna do now is actually fill, and it's the old school technique, is fill the oil filter up with a little bit of oil, and then have that ready to go so I can place it in place so that it's not sucking in oil as soon as I start turning the car on and there's oil inside of it. But yeah, we're gonna start filling this up with a little bit of oil so that the filter already has oil in it. So by the time the car starts, the filter isn't dry. That should be good. Perfect. A little bit of oil around the ring, like so. One piece of advice is to actually use brake clean. Should be wearing a mask. Clean all your parts. So if anything's oily or if anything happens, you know that prior to this oil change, everything was dry and clean, and preventative of finding any inspection to make sure that nothing is wrong with your car. Or typically that's what I do, so that nothing ever happens and I don't have to worry about it. Or if something does happen, I know right away what's wrong with it. It's a fucking hot one. Now we're gonna start the car. Just run it for 3 seconds, let it cycle. Then we're gonna check the dipstick to see how much oil's in it. I think I'm gonna have to put a lot more, but let's just clear it, make sure it goes through the system, make sure the filter gets some oil, and then we'll double check it. Now, I've done an oil change before. I was very scared at 8 liters because it wasn't showing up for some reason. So I'm not as scared this time. I know it takes 9 liters plus. So if I can give it that 9 liters right away, then it'll show up on the dipstick. This thing drinks oil, man. Drinks oil. Yeah, we're getting there. Hell yeah. Right in the middle, so it's almost perfect. Now, one thing to mention, don't put anything away yet. You want to run the car for at least 5 minutes or so, just so the oil can circulate in the motor, in the filter, and then inspect the dipstick one last time. So I'm going to do that, and then that's it. You're good to go. Last thing to note is that Cool Liquid Moly additive gives you a little sticker to indicate when you applied the liquid and when your next oil change is. Super important. I do mine every 5,000K to stay on top of my oil changes. But I hope you guys love this video. Please, please do your oil changes. Save yourself some money. It's not overly complicated. I hope this video helped you. Leave a comment if you have any questions about Porsche 996s, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.